Students, in the previous video lecture, we have discussed about locating center of mass of point massless objects. And today we will continue learning how to find out center of mass. So, students, there are three particles 1 kg, 2 kg, and 3 kg, which are placed at the corners A, B, C respectively of a triangle. This is a triangle. It is A, and this is B, and this is C. And at A, you have one mass, which is 1 kg, and at B, there is 2 kg, and at C, there is 3 kg. This is 1 kg, and this is 2 kg, and this is 3 kg. Now, these three masses are point masses. These are point masses, and each side is given as 1 meter. You want to find out distance of the center of mass from position A. From position A, you should find out the center of mass from this point A. So, one thing we will do, we will just take this as A. We will take this as A, and this is 1 kg, and this as B, and this is 2 kg, right? Now, you can choose A as the origin. In order to locate center of mass, we will be choosing A as the origin. Now, this is origin of the coordinate system. This is x-axis, and this is y-axis. Now, after selecting the coordinates, after selecting the axis, you need to write down the coordinate points for these three masses. This is 0, 0 because along x-axis and y-axis it is exactly on the origin. That's the reason why its coordinates will be 0, 0. And next, this 3 kg, along x-axis it is 1 meter. This length along x-axis it is 1 meter, and along y-axis it is 0. So its coordinates will be 1, 0. Next, this 2 kg mass, along x-axis this length is 0.5, and along y-axis I want to find out this value. So this value you can use Pythagoras theorem. That gives you, let me take it as D. I can write BD is equal to under root AB square minus AD square. What is AB square? AB square is 1 square minus, what is AD square? 0.5 whole square under root. This is 1 minus 0.5 whole square is 0.25 under root. This is equal to 0.75 under root. So we have got BD, which is 0.75, that is Y value. So what will be coordinates of this 2 kg? Along x-axis it is 0.5, and along y-axis this length is under root 0.75. I'll take it as 0.75. We have got all the three masses and the coordinates of all the three masses. M1 is equal to 1 kg, and its coordinates are 0, 0. M2 is equal to 2 kg, and its coordinates are 0.5 under root 0.75. And M3 is equal to 3 kg, and its coordinates are 1, 0. Right? These are the coordinates. Now you can use formula for center of mass. Because this is extended along x-axis and y-axis, you will be getting XCM is equal to M1x1 plus M2x2 plus M3x3 divided by M1 plus M2 plus M3. Similarly, you can go with YCM also. Now let us calculate XCM first. XCM is equal to M1. What is the value of M1? M1 it is 1 kg. And what is X1? 0 plus. What is M2? 2 kg. And what is X2? 0.5. And what is M3? 3 kg. And what is X1? 1 divided by 1 plus 2 plus 3 kg. Right? This gives you 0 plus 2 into 0.5. It is 1 plus 3 divided by 6, which is equal to 4 divided by 6. This is 2 by 3 meter. So XCM is 2 by 3 meter. Likewise, you can calculate YCM. YCM is equal to 1 kg into, what is Y1? 0. 2 kg. What is Y1? Under root 0.75 plus 3 kg into 0 divided by 6 kg. This will be 2 kg into under root 0.75 plus 0 divided by 6 kg. This is 236. This is under root 0.75 divided by 3 meter. So XCM and YCM we have calculated. XCM comma YCM will be equal to 2 by 3 comma under root 0.75 divided by 3. This is the position of center of mass of the 3 masses system, where its center of mass position is along x-axis and as well as y-axis. Students, we have so far learned about center of mass for point massless objects. Solid bodies are those bodies like solid bodies are like a rod. This is a rod. Similarly, a ring. You can take a ring. You can take a disc. Disc is different and a ring is different. This is a disc. Likewise, you can take a square lamina. Square lamina, you can take, this is a square lamina. Likewise, here this is a rod. This is a rod. So when we are dealing with different objects, like these all are called solid objects or these solid bodies. You can take even a cube. Or you can take a sphere. Sphere is a solid object. These all are solid objects, solid bodies. Point masses, these are not point masses. The mass is distributed throughout the length or area or volume. So when we are dealing with center of mass, usually for point masses, what did we do? XCM is equal to summation over mi xi divided over summation mi. Just we will replace this summation with integration. So XCM is equal to summation, you should replace it with integration, and this mass you should take it as very small element dm, and x as it is divided by summation should be replaced with integration, m should be replaced with dm. So when we are dealing with solid masses may be in such a way the mass is distributed along length or area or volume. Based on that, you will be getting position of the center of mass at different positions. Therefore, you can find out center of mass by using integration and differentiation process for calculating center of mass of solid objects. If the substance is located in 3 dimensions, then you can write center of mass Along x-axis is this, along y-axis is this, and along z-axis is this. Likewise, whenever you are dealing with volume mass distribution, you can take center of mass in this way. Just you will replace this with volume. You can write it as. So these are the formulas which we will be generally using when we call it as like when we are dealing with solid objects. So for solid masses, we will be using the procedure of differentiation and integration, and we will be calculating center of mass of that solid object. Now let us learn how mass is being distributed along length, area, and as well as volume. Suppose you are taking a rod, and this rod has length L. The total mass of this rod is not distributed at one single point, it is distributed throughout its length. That is the reason why it is said to be linear mass distribution, where mass is distributed along length. Similarly, in the second case, the mass is distributed along area. Here it is a triangular lamina. This is a triangular lamina, and this triangular lamina mass is distributed along area of the triangle, right? And the next is volume mass distribution, where in this volume mass distribution, mass is distributed throughout the volume. Mass is distributed throughout the volume. This is a cube. Mass is distributed three-dimensionally. In the first case, it is only one-dimensional, and in the second case, it will be two-dimensional, and in the third case, it will be three-dimensional. So if it is only along one dimension, you will be just writing it as xcm, which is equal to integration dm into x divided by integration dm. But here you will be getting xcm and ycm. And here you will be getting xcm, ycm, and zcm. All the three non-zero positions you will be getting for center of mass. And when we are dealing with linear mass distribution, we call linear mass distribution linear mass density, surface mass density, and volume mass density. These are the three different types of densities. If the mass is distributed along length, you can just write it as linear mass density as lambda, which is equal to mass per unit length. So lambda will be equal to capital M divided by L, and unit is kg per meter. Similarly, if it is mass distributed along area, you call it as surface mass density sigma, that is mass per unit area, which is sigma equal to capital M by A, and unit of sigma is kg per meter square. And volume mass density is denoted with rho, which is mass divided by volume. So therefore, rho is equal to capital M by V, and unit of volume mass density is kg per meter cube, right? So based on these distributions, which solid material is given to you, corresponding to that, you will be finding center of mass of that object. Students, now let us calculate center of mass of a rod. We are dealing with center of mass of a rod. How to find out center of mass of a rod? Rod is a solid body. And for this solid body, mass is distributed throughout its length. So this total length I can consider from here to here as capital L. This is length L. And total mass of this rod, I consider it as M. Therefore, you can write linear mass density of rod lambda is equal to capital M divided by L. Take this as equation number 1. So in order to calculate center of mass of this rod, what we need to do is we will consider very small element of this rod, right? Now let us take this is very small element whose mass is dm and its width is dx. Now we are calculating, we are just taking, let us take a small element in the rod at position x from origin of x-axis. Then you can write lambda is equal to, what is its mass dm, what is its length, it is dx. This is number 2. And the x-axis, I am considering this as x-axis. Starting from this position, it is x. This is x-axis. And this is origin. And the mass which we are considering dm, it is at position x. It is at position x from the origin. From this point, it is located at a distance x. And lambda, we have got it as dm divided by dx. Now, in both the cases, in equation 1 and equation 2, we have got left hand side same. Therefore, I can write dm divided by dx is equal to capital M divided by capital L. From here, you can write dm is equal to capital M by L into dx. Let me take this as equation number 3. So we have calculated dm. What is its mass? Capital M by L into dx is the mass of this very small element. Now use the formula for center of mass. xcm is equal to integration dm into x divided by integration dm. But what is dm? We already have calculated it as capital M by L into dx. So it is capital M by L into dx into x is the position of the dm where we are choosing from the origin. So x is as it is x in this problem. And integration capital M by L into dx. This is how we have got the formula, and we have substituted xcm. Now we evaluate the integration. xcm is equal to capital M by L into x dx divided by capital M by L into integration dx. Capital M by L gets cancelled, and x dx is the integration where x is a variable. X is a variable, it changes with position of dm mass. Suppose if you are taking dm mass at this position, if you are taking the dm mass at this position, what is x? X is equal to 0. Same dm mass, if you are taking at this position, what is x? X will become L. Therefore, x has a value which is limiting between 0 and capital L. That is the reason why we will be taking limits of this x as 0 to L and 0 to L. Now you should evaluate this integration. xcem is equal to x dx integration is x square by 2. Limits are from 0 to L. Integration dx limit, it is x, limits are from 0 to L. Now substitute upper limit here, it is L square 1 by 2 into minus 0 square lower limit divided by L minus 0. Now this is XCM equal to 1 by 2 into L. This is L by 2 half of length. So XCM is equal to L by 2. That means center of mass is located at a position which is exactly half of the length of the rod. That means for the whole rod, its center of mass is situated at the geometrical center, that is at this position where you will be having center of mass. This is XCOM, which is exactly half of the length. From here to here, this length is half. So center of mass of a geometrical rod which is extending its length along, which is extending mass along length, will have its center of mass situated at the geometric center. Students, just like we have seen how to calculate center of mass of a rod, in the same way, we will be calculating center of mass of a semicircular ring also. This is a semicircular ring. Now here is a ring, and this ring is being, its mass is being distributed from here to here, right? And in this we are choosing very small element. Its length is a d, its mass is a dm, and it is distributed along this angle d theta. This mass is being distributed along the angle d theta. Now I can write lambda is equal to capital M, which is the total mass of the substance, divided by what is the total angle which it is subtending its mass, that is 180 degrees. I am writing it as pi. And this very small element has mass dm divided by what is the angle subtended by this very small mass dm, it is d theta. From here, what do you write for dm? Dm is equal to capital M divided by pi into d theta. That is dm value. Let me take this as equation number 1. We have calculated dm. Now as this mass, it is being distributed in xy plane, you will be getting XCM, which is integration dm, and the dm is situated along x-axis, and that length is this. And along y-axis, its length is this. So dm is situated at this position r cos theta, and dm from y-axis, dm for the y-axis, it is been situated at this position, it is r sin theta. So here it is x and this is y. What do you take in place of x? In place of x, you need to take it as r cos theta divided by integration dm. However, integration dm, you will be getting mass capital M, that you can substitute here, or even integration dm, you can just use this m divided by pi into d theta, that also you can use. But however, I will be writing it as dm into r cos theta divided by integration dm, I am writing it as capital M, which is the total mass of that particular half ring. Now, what do you write for dm? Dm, you can write it as 1 by capital M integration capital M divided by pi into d theta into cos theta, and its limits are from, see, if you are taking this very small element dm here, if you are taking very small element from this origin, if you are taking very small element from the origin, what is angle here? This angle is 0. Like you can take it as along x-axis, its mass left side, it is this mass, and similarly right side, there will be one element here. So you can take limits from this position to this position. If it is along x-axis, this become minus pi by 2 to total angle is 180 degrees. Then what about this half part? It is minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2 is the angle subtended with respect to y-axis. Now this angle theta, if the mass is taken it as dm here, then in such case theta you can take it as I'm sorry, the limits this dm mass, if I take it here, this total angle with respect to x-axis, this is the total angle. It is 0 to pi. I'm sorry. These angles are 0 to pi. I'm sorry. Along x-axis, it is 0 to pi. Along y-axis, it is minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. Along x-axis, it is 0 to pi. Right? Now, you evaluate this integration. This gives you xcm is equal to 1 by capital M into capital M divided by pi, and cos theta d theta integration is sin theta. Limits are from 0 to pi. This is xcm is equal to m and m gets cancelled. It is 1 by pi into sin pi minus sin 0, which is equal to 0. Therefore, along xcm, center of mass is located at 0, that is origin. This is for xcm. Next, you should calculate ycm. What is formula for ycm? Ycm is equal to integration dm into r sin theta divided by capital M. So ycm will be equal to 1 by capital M into integration. What is dm? Capital M divided by pi into r sin theta into d theta. However, in the previous part also there will be r coming out here, r coming out here, r coming out here. That will be equal to 0. However, and r sin theta d theta, m can, you can write it outside. M gets cancelled. This is 1 by pi. Limits are from minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2 along y-axis. And this is integration r coming out sin theta d theta. Limits are from minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. Now evaluating this, you can write it as r divided by pi into sin theta integration is minus cos theta. Limits are from minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. This is equal to r by pi minus, you can write it out. This become cos of pi by 2 minus cos of minus pi by 2. Sin theta integration is minus cos theta. This is equal to minus r by pi. Cos 90 will be 0. And this is also becoming 0. Of course, somewhere I have made mistake. Let me check it. So I'm sorry students, when we are taking limits, theta value should be 0 to pi itself. Limits will not change 0 to pi, and here also it is 0 to pi, and this is 0 to pi. This is r by pi into, of course, minus goes here, and this is cos pi minus comes here, minus cos pi minus of cos 0. This is minus r by pi into minus 1 minus of 1. This is minus 2r divided by pi. So ycm is equal to minus 2r divided by pi. But you should not get one minus over here. Oh, yes. Sin theta integration is minus cos theta. That minus I have written here. minus will become plus. Somewhere I have made mistake. So students, here I have made mistake. This minus I write it out. And upper limit is pi, cos pi. Lower limit is cos 0. Cos pi is minus 1 and cos 0 is 1. Minus 1 minus 1 minus 2. Minus of minus will become plus, and this is plus 2r divided by pi. That means along y direction, the center of mass is located somewhere in the region 2r by pi. That means here. This is plus 2r divided by pi. This is for half of the ring.